Now this is the kind of image I really do like to see. Even though yesterday, actually I should take an opportunity to first say hello. Good morning, happy Tuesday everybody. It is Tuesday, April 16th. And yes, I was trying to explain yesterday because yesterday ended up being like 55 when I first woke up, right? You know, to work out. It was actually great. But no kidding, it actually got colder as the day went on. Like down to 40 or whatever. Not unbearable. But it was also like really, really rainy, which means the surrounding air is damp. So it would feel cold by proxy, I guess. But with that said, it certainly wasn't terrible. And all in all, I think today may actually end up being the reverse. You know, it's because it's actually really cold this month. I think it was like 44 when I went to go work out. But that was really more due to the fact that, and actually that's why I like getting up really early to work out. And that's because when you do, you know, go outside at like, well, actually like over an hour ago, you like the clouds, you can see clouds in the sky no matter, you know, what time. But because there weren't any clouds in the sky this morning, and because it was still dark out, you know, you could still see stars, but in the distance you could actually sort of see the sun begin to rise. So you get that nice contrast of like purple and blue, a little bit of yellow, tiny bit of white. Like, it's great. Well, actually, the tiny bits of white you could say are the stars, because I did see a couple stars. No shooting stars, but stars nonetheless. I like looking at stars. Stars are nice. You know, they promote, I don't know what well, I hope they promote positivity. According to Lucky Charms, they promote luck. So, there's that. Although, can I take an opportunity to point out that, well, actually, I may have pointed this out once in the past already, but Lucky Charms actually now has like 9 marshmallows now instead of the previous 8. And the 9th one is unicorn. You know, look at me talking about unicorns again. But yeah, I actually have had it once. It wasn't bad, actually. I mean, let's all be real here. When you eat Lucky Charms, the only thing really appealing about it are the marshmallows. And they all taste exactly the same. The only difference is obviously different shapes. It's pretty simple, but in a way it's genius. And yes, I'm probably, like a lot of you, I was probably one of those kids growing up where like I would eat like the actual cereal part and like save the marshmallows for last. Then I would just get like one giant bite full of like soggy, melty marshmallows because of the milk. Come to think of it, maybe this is gonna sound really weird, but the last time I had Lucky Charms was actually when I actually ran the St. Patrick's Day 10K, because one of the things of food they were serving was a giant bowl of Lucky Charms. Like, when you leave Lucky Charms in milk for a while, it actually starts turning green. Like, a delicious green. Not like, I know when you associate, unless it's chocolate milk or strawberry milk, or the very rare maple milk. I'll get to that in a second. Like, if it's a different color if it's a different color milk, you don't want to have it. Anyway, you guys are probably wondering, yes, it actually is possible to get maple milk. How? Maple syrup, of course. Hey man, to make chocolate milk, you use chocolate syrup. To make strawberry milk, you use strawberry syrup. With maple syrup, it's the same thing. That's actually really good. In fact, I don't know if I'll be able to find the article, but I know a few years ago there was this one article I read where there were like some like surprising things to do with maple syrup, and one of them is mix it with milk, and then you can put that over like cereal. Actually, I wonder if they still make stuff like French Toast Crunch. Or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, I know Cinnamon Toast Crunch they still make, but if they still make French Toast Crunch, pour maple milk on that. That's gonna be cool. That's gotta be a good idea. I'll have to see if it's any good. Well, first I would have to see if French Toast Crunch still exists. I'm talking about cereal a lot this morning. Well, I guess I could probably, mention cereal a lot, because it is something that I grew up with a lot. It was something I would have, for breakfast every morning. And I think the cereals I probably had the most, like, throughout growing up were, well, Oreo O's. Man, people were complaining that Oreo O's didn't taste good back then. I thought they were great back then. And I think they're even better now. I found them the other day. They actually made it like golden Oreos. Like, the golden Oreos, which is basically like a vanilla sandwich cookie with vanilla frosting. They made that in like cereal form. That's good too. What else do I have? Pretty much every cereal you can think of. Like Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms. Every possible, like, cereal that ever existed. Well, not every one that existed, but you get the idea. Pretty much everyone that anyone would know of, I've had. And it's great. Even to this day, my mom, well, let's be honest, if you're going to buy Rice Krispies, you make them for Rice Krispie treats. That's literally the only time I've ever seen my mother buy them, was to make Rice Krispie treats. Which, Rice Krispie treats are awesome. They're an easy snack to make. I personally have never made them myself, but, again, we live in a day and age where, we have a gigantic search engine that would allow us to obtain this information and learn how to make it ourselves. But even without that, I've seen my mother make it so many times that I know how to make it myself. Not that I would ever actually go out of my way to make Rice Krispie treats myself, but hey, it's cool. Although, it was actually kind of weird? It never occurred to my mother that she could actually, like, put, like, M&M's or, like, Reese's Pieces or stuff in her Rice Krispie treats. Come to think of it, peanut butter is actually a popular thing to go with Rice Krispie treats, apparently. Why not put Reese's Pieces in there? That'd be great. Because, we would get, like, tiny bites of peanut butter throughout, which would be awesome. I get the feeling that it really wouldn't work very well with Skittles. Which is a shame, because I really like Skittles. Man, Skittles were like my go-to growing up, man. That was awesome. Yeah, I'm just talking all about food today. I don't know why. I'm not even hungry. That's the weird part. Like, I just worked out, but, I feel fine. I'm not even hungry yet. Oh, I won't be getting breakfast soon, though. That's not true. I am a little bit hungry, but it's the kind of hungry where, you can wait. You're not in any rush. Patience. And you're going to get what you want, I suppose. Well, I think the world is still recovering from the shock that Tiger Woods won the Masters. They're seriously calling that, like, the greatest comeback in the history of sports. Which, I can sort of agree, because, let's be honest, Tiger Woods, for all intents and purposes, is a broken man. After the scandal he had in the late 2000s, and he hasn't won any great golf tournaments since 2008. Him winning this is exactly the sort of thing where, like, he needed to do it. So, it's not just a comeback in the sense that he came from behind from whoever was in first place to win. This is a comeback like, I never left, I'm still here, and, I'm back and I'm better than ever, and I'm gonna move forward with my life and do better. Which is something that we should all strive to do. If you're already living a good life, you're just continue to make good choices and, you're good. I say make good choices at the end of every video now, so, You can just do that. Or, excuse me. Today is always a different day, make it great, Sometimes you can be lucky like I was yesterday and just ride in a day thinking that it's not going to be that great, but because the day before was so much better, you're sort of riding that high into it, making the day that you're at now better. I really hope that came out correctly. But, so, yeah. All I can say is, I don't think this is the last we'll ever hear of Tiger Woods, not by a long shot. And that I have no idea how to finish that. I'm sorry. Well, darn, I just lost my train of thought. Like, wow, this is talking about falling at the finish line. Speaking of finish line, my friend who achieved his dream yesterday and ran the Boston Marathon, which if for whatever reason you're watching this, dude, congratulations, you're awesome. You worked hard, and you deserve all the praise from your friends, family, loved ones, all sorts of wonderful people. That you deserve their praise. You definitely have earned mine, that's for sure. And yeah, I don't really know what today's gonna bring, to be perfectly honest, because again, days like today, for the most part, can be considered relatively ordinary, which isn't a bad thing. But, after having a stream of, good days, if you have, just your typical ordinary good day, it just doesn't seem as, good as it should be. I think, that's the problem with, hype or something. You think it's, so good, and then you finally do see it. You do think it's good, but then, because everyone else said it was so great, you're thinking, okay, that was quaint, that was nice. So, yeah. The only thing I can really say now is, I'm preparing for Easter this weekend. My family's going to be heading to the harbor for brunch. We'll actually be eating there at 12:30. I can't wait for that. And I'll finally be able to get some footage for you guys to see if this one place I absolutely love going to. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Right now, it's starting to look like a beautiful day outside. The sun is, well, not literally shining on my face, but you can see, sun, the skylight, hitting me or whatever. So I'm doing pretty good all around. So, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use the support on YouTube. Follow me on social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. As always, I'm very humbled. I made this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy today. I'm hoping that we all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. Take care, and make good choices.